Have you ever wondered what it would be like to ski in the desert, or have dinner 122 floors above the ground, or stay in a hotel shaped like a sail on its own private island? Well, welcome to Dubai, a city where the answer to why is usually because we can. Today on Talk Travel with Samantha, we're separating the Instagram myths from the reality. Is Dubai all glitz and glamour and gold-plated Lamborghinis? Or is there so much more hiding beneath those glittery skyscrapers? We'll uncover secret neighborhoods, tell you where the locals actually eat, reveal whether those luxury experiences are worth every penny, and I'll even share one travel hack that could save you hundreds of dollars. So grab your passport. I am Samantha with Fabulous Adventures Travel, and we are going to explore one of the most fascinating cities on earth. So I want to start out by saying Dubai is one of those destinations that surprises almost everyone. People think they know it. They've seen the skyline. They've seen the influencers taking photos in infinity pools. They've heard about the 7-star hotel, but the reality, Dubai is much more diverse than most people realize. So I'm going to be completely honest with you. I got invited to Dubai and I was panicked, panicked beyond belief, because I wasn't sure what to expect. And I just didn't know. First of all, my food palate isn't the greatest. I like chicken fingers and French fries, and I was very nervous about the food. I was very nervous about the culture. I'm going to be honest, because of the fact that women aren't as wildly allowed to do everything that they're allowed to do here in the States. So I am a little bit bolder, obviously. They also want you to cover your shoulders a bit more, right? The dress code's a little bit more conservative than I am. And of course it's hot. So my first thought always when it's hot is a little short sundress, because that is what I wear. So I was like, how am I going to survive in this city, in this country? I'm not so sure. So I was pretty panicked, I will say. And, you just hear things. You hear all kinds of things that you just don't know because you've never been over there. And I will be completely honest with you and just be upfront and say that I was 1000% surprised, and my outlook on Dubai was completely wrong. And everything that I thought is not even close to what it was. I had the best time. I can't wait to go back. I am chomping at the bit. I got to be honest, the war over there killed me, because I was supposed to go back this December because I really, really wanted to go back and bring a group with me. And I really wanted to go back to Dubai and, do a whole group and do a cruise and everything. And unfortunately, that is not happening. So it's probably going to be a little bit before I get back there, but hear me out. It really is an amazing country, and just had some of the best times there. So as I mentioned, over 85% of the population are expatriates. So they're expats basically, right? So they didn't grow up there. They weren't born there. There are so many actual English people there. It was quite funny. We ran into a ton of English from England and London, in that you'll find, all kinds of different nationalities there. So that was very interesting to me, as well as Americans. So there was some Americans there as well, but not many. So that means you'll hear dozens of languages, right, in a single afternoon. Everything is completely different when it comes to that. So you'll find Indian restaurants next to Lebanese bakeries. You'll find Filipino cafes around the corner from Michelin-starred French dining, traditional Emirati culture existing alongside some of the world's most futuristic architecture. It feels like tomorrow mixed with thousands of years of history. So many years of history. So it's been around for a while, of course, but they have blown up in the recent time. So now here's something many visitors don't know. Dubai isn't actually the capital of United Arab Emirates. That title belongs to Abu Dhabi, which I had actually been to as well on this trip. I did go to Abu Dhabi as well. Dubai is one of the 7 emirates that make up the UAE. And although it's famous for luxury, it started as a tiny fishing and pearl diving village. Then oil was discovered. But here's the fascinating part. Oil actually makes up only a small portion of Dubai's economy today. Tourism, finance, technology, real estate, aviation, that's what transformed Dubai into one of the world's most visited cities. Today, over 17 million visitors come every year. And once you experience it, you'll understand why. And I cannot agree more with that statement, that once you experience it, you will understand why. I tell you, I was not really excited about going, but I can't wait to go back. It was just that cool. So things you can't miss, right? Obviously, here are the obvious. Let's start with the obvious. The Burj Khalifa. Yes, it's touristy. Yes, everyone goes. And yes, it's absolutely worth seeing. It is the tallest building in the world. It's standing over 2,700 feet tall. And my advice, go just before sunset. You'll watch Dubai during daylight, see the sunset over the Arabian desert, which is absolutely gorgeous. Then watch the city transform into millions of lights. It's 3 completely different views in one visit. So what I want to say about that is I did the VIP experience, and that was phenomenal. So there are different levels that you go up to on the Burj Khalifa. Like there's the first one, then there's a second one, there's a third one, I think, if I remember correctly. And we ended up in the top level because that was part of the VIP experience. That also came with food and some drinks and whatnot. So it was a really cool experience. And skipping the line, we skipped the line, and I hate lines. So it was very nice to skip the line, of course, right? So definitely do that. So then, don't skip the Dubai Fountain Show. It's free every evening, and it's honestly one of the best free attractions anywhere. It's just outside the Burj Khalifa, which is right next to the Dubai Mall. So the Dubai Mall was probably one of the coolest malls, or shouldn't say probably. There's no probably. It was the coolest mall I've ever been to. Before you roll your eyes about me saying it was the coolest mall, it isn't just a shopping mall. There's an aquarium in there, Olympic-sized ice rink, hundreds of restaurants, VR experiences, luxury shopping, waterfalls inside the mall. It's practically its own city. It has literally everything. You can go shopping, you can go sightseeing, you can do all the things. The Burj Khalifa actually is you have to go through the mall to get to the bottom of the Burj Khalifa, which is kind of cool. So definitely you will get to see them all. They say something about you won't be able to see every single thing in the mall unless you have 3 months. It's something like that, something crazy. That's how big it is. So I actually went back to the mall a second time because I was dying to go see some of it, because we actually didn't get to stop when we were there seeing the Burj Khalifa. So after that, you want to head over to Old Dubai. This is where many visitors make a mistake. They spend all their time downtown and never see where Dubai began. So you want to walk through the gold souk. So what we actually did was we took one of those boats across and we went to the souk right there, the major souk right there. And so we walked through the gold souk. We walked through the spice souk. The place is enormous, but be prepared to be hounded and, totally been like, come in here. We have this. And they all have the same thing. They all have the same stuff. They want you to bargain, by the way. I think I ended up paying like $50 for a Dubai chocolate bar because I was terrible at bargaining or whatever. I don't even know, because it's hard to figure out what the conversion was and whatnot. And I was like, wait, what I paid for this? I was like, I thought I paid only like $20. Apparently I messed that up big time. So he was pretty happy about my $50 Dubai chocolate buy, but bargain with everything. But the gold there is actually real gold. So don't think that if you go there and you want to buy gold, know that they're upheld to a very, very high standard of gold. So you're not getting, you're not getting screwed over, basically, if you buy the gold there. So, bargain with everybody, but it's really fun and so worth doing. So we crossed the Dubai Creek on a traditional Abra boat, and it cost us less than $1. And we went to the souk there. It was so well worth it. And somehow that little wooden boat ride becomes one of the most memorable experiences of the trip. And it really was. It was so cool. Right before that, we ate at an amazing traditional restaurant. And I was panicked about the food. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to hate this food. I'm going to die. I'm never going to love it. I was panicked. But the food was phenomenal. It came out in this big vat, and it was literally just rice, saffron rice, and chicken and beef and bread and pita bread and hummus. Oh my gosh, it was delicious. It was so good. I'd go back there in a second. And it was all traditional. So it was really, really neat. I have to say, it was one of the coolest places. The name of the restaurant was Al Kahima Heritage Restaurant. I'm probably saying that wrong, but it was Al Kahima Heritage Restaurant. It was phenomenal. The other thing that we did, which was super, super cool, is we actually rented a yacht and we just boated around the city. There's a ton of water around the city, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. Seeing the city lights, oh my gosh, it was amazing. So you can pretty much go around almost fairly decent sized portion of the city on a yacht. And it was just, oh my gosh, that was so cool. So definitely do something like that. Rent a yacht, see the city lights at night. It was phenomenal. That was a super cool event. The other thing that we did was see a show called La Perle. And that show was so good. It was like a Cirque du Soleil show. And it was just jaw-dropping. My jaw was on the ground. I couldn't even, there was nothing I could do. I was like, I'm amazed by this. So here's a secret spot, Samantha's secret spot. If I could send every listener to just one hidden gem, it would be Al Fahidi Historic District. Forget the skyscrapers for a few hours. Instead, walk narrow alleyways built from coral stone. Explore traditional wind towers that cooled homes before air conditioning. Visit tiny museums, art galleries, coffee houses, and don't miss the Arabian tea house. White tables, blue chairs, shaded courtyards. It's peaceful, beautiful, and feels worlds away from downtown Dubai. If you arrive early in the morning, you'll practically have it to yourself. It's the Dubai most tourists never discover. So where we ate lunch was actually right near this Al Fahidi Historic District. It was so cool, and it looks like what you would think old Dubai would look like. It was just really, really neat. So make sure you go there and eat at the restaurant, because it was just so good. All right, let's talk luxury, because let's be honest, is it worth the splurge, right? I mean, the place has money. There's a ton of money there. We all know this. And, let's talk luxury. Because if there was ever a city built for splurging, it's Dubai. If your budget allows, book afternoon tea or dinner at the Burj Al Arab. You don't even need to stay there. Just make a dining reservation, gets you inside one of the world's most iconic hotels. It's called the Burj Al Arab. Another unforgettable experience, desert safari. This is the coolest part that I talked about earlier. Oh my gosh, because it's not just any safari. So book one that includes luxury camps, gourmet dining, falcon demonstrations, camel rides, and stargazing, as well as endless surfing the dunes. You want to surf on the dunes. You want to go surfing on the dunes. Don't need water, just some sand, which would be the coolest thing ever. So watching the sunset over endless sand dunes, and of course riding them like you're on a sled or something would be amazing. And it's going to be awesome. So you get to have you sit down, you have dinner and all this stuff, and then the complete silence is around you. So it's the coolest thing. So it's one of those travel moments you'll remember forever. And finally, if you've ever dreamed about flying over Palm Jeremiah in the helicopter, this is one of the best places in the world to do it. Expensive, absolutely memorable, without a question. So those are your big splurges that you want to do, right? All right, so let's stop for a second and say that if you want to go to Dubai, or anywhere for that matter, you want to go to Europe, you want to go to Dubai, you want to go on a cruise, anywhere, Fabulous Adventures Travel would love to take you there. We have a whole team of advisors willing to help and book any of the trip that you have. We also have some great, amazing deals, and please contact us at www.fabulousadventurestravel.com. So let's play my favorite game, Tourist Trapped. Tourist Trap or totally worth it. The Dubai frame, worth it. It's quirky, unique, great views. The Dubai frame is this big, it literally looks like a frame, but it's this big, like, square thing and nothing in the middle. Honestly, they should probably, fly stuff through it because it's hilarious that how big this freaking thing is. It's massive. And you have unique, great views, and the glass floor definitely gets your heart racing. The Palm monorail. So this is interesting. It's on the Palm Island where they made that whole thing, the Palm Jumeirah, probably saying that wrong, but it's where the Palm is, and they've got all the houses and the mall. And of course, Atlantis is on there. So the Palm monorail, it's worth it for your first visit. You'll get incredible views of the Palm Jumeirah and without spending a fortune. So Museum of the Future is worth it, even if you only admire the architecture. It's one of the most photographed buildings in the city. It really is. It's the strangest looking thing. Gold shopping. This is what I talked about earlier. Here's where you'll save money. You definitely want to go do it. I'm telling you, it's an experience. It was so nutty, but it was an experience. Don't assume everything in the gold souk is automatically a bargain. Know the daily gold price before you shop. Negotiation is expected, like I mentioned, and compare several stores before buying. Make sure you're walking around. And finally, the Miracle Garden. If you're visiting during the cooler months, absolutely worth it. Over 150 million flowers blooming in the middle of the desert, which is, how cool is that, right? It's almost impossible to believe until you see it. Okay. Here's the travel hack of the week. So today's travel hack, most visitors rely entirely on taxis, but Dubai's metro is outstanding. It's clean, it's safe, it's air conditioned, it's affordable, and connects many of the biggest attractions. Purchase a Null card when you arrive and you'll save money immediately. Also, stay near a metro station at the hotel. Hotels can be significantly cheaper, just 1 or 2 stops away from downtown. You'll spend less without sacrificing convenience. One bite you can't miss. Dubai is one of the world's greatest food cities. I mentioned the one restaurant that was totally and completely traditional, and it's amazing. So go to that restaurant. It was phenomenal. But you don't need expensive restaurants. Try shawarma from a local shop. Freshly carved chicken or lamb, garlic sauce, warm pita, simply perfection. For breakfast, order a balalit, sweet vermicelli noodles topped with an egg omelet. Can I just tell you, that was phenomenal. I had no idea what it was. And I was like, what are these vermicelli noodles? So, because I had a buffet that breakfast and I was like, what is this? And the guy's like, oh, it's just sweet noodles. You should try it. And I was like, oh, that sounds weird. And I grabbed a scoop. I could not stop eating them. So it's called balalit and it's sweet vermicelli noodles topped with an egg omelet. It sounds unusual, like I said, but it's absolutely delicious. And if someone offers you Arabic coffee and dates, always accept. It's an important part of the Emirati hospitality, a small gesture, big cultural experience. They're so hospitable over there. They're just the nicest people. I can't even begin to tell you. I really just was shocked by how great the culture was over there. So one of the things that I do want to talk about that I thought was really interesting is that I went in there with all these misconceptions and how nervous I was about the whole experience. And I was panicked because of the fact that I'd heard so much, don't do this and don't wear, don't wear these clothes and don't say this and don't stand too close to your significant other and don't hold your significant other's hand. Like I was panicked. And so it was completely different than what I thought. But one of the things that I found interesting, when you come down the Burj Khalifa, they talk about why they have a whole, because you're going up and down however many floors, it's like 200 floors or something ridiculous. And they have a whole, talk track that plays as you're going up and down. On the way down, one of the things that really stuck in my head was how they mentioned that they build all of these very large things to come look at, the Palm Island, the Burj Khalifa, that sail hotel that's very strange looking, the picture frame, all of that stuff, the museum that has the donut shape. They build all of that, the Dubai Mall, the biggest mall in the world, pretty much. They build all of that stuff because they felt like they needed something. they felt like they needed to build the biggest things in the world to get people to come over here. And I thought that was interesting. It kind of broke my heart because they said the misconceptions of their country was holding people back from coming. So if they thought that if they built the biggest things in the world, people would then come to see it. And I'm kind of slightly tearing up hearing it because I was like, that was me. Like, I felt so bad after I heard that. And I was like, that's the craziest thing. And I just blown away. So it is one of the coolest cities, like I said, that I've ever seen. And I really just cannot wait to go back there. It just was phenomenal. It was just phenomenal. So I can't wait till it's all good. It's all good over there. I can go back and do more things. I'm trying to think. The other things that we saw were we did go on the Eye of Dubai, the big Ferris wheel. And I wouldn't say that I would do that again. We just did it because it was part of an excursion that was part of the fam that we did. And it was, not something I would pick, but I know a lot of people would love that because you get to see a lot of things, but it's not something that I would do again. Not because it was bad, but just because there's other ways to see the city. And I don't know that I need to see it in a big Ferris wheel. I think I'd rather experience it than from up above. Plus the other thing too, you saw obviously from Burj Khalifa from, the height portion of it. So you didn't really need to be that high to see it again. And I got to see it from the yacht that we rented and, went around at night, which was really, really cool. So I do highly suggest that, the yacht rental and just kind of going around the city. But doing that wheel, the Eye of Dubai, I can't say that I loved it. I can say though that I brought home a ton of Dubai chocolate. My child was very happy with me and loved every bit of that and thought it was the greatest thing on the planet. So I was very happy to score some of that. And I didn't do much shopping over there, but that would be super fun to go back and shop over there. So I can't wait to go back. I think it's just a phenomenal city, but Dubai isn't trying to be like anywhere else. It's constantly reinventing itself, right? Every year something new opens, like constantly. They've got the World too coming, or it's there now, the World, where there's a whole nother island and islands of things in the water. So it's really, really cool. Another record gets broken, like I mentioned. Another impossible idea somehow becomes a reality. I do love that hidden beneath all that is innovation, and yet they still find traditional markets, family-owned cafes, ancient customs, incredibly welcoming people. So whether you're looking for luxury, adventure, food, architecture, shopping, or simply somewhere unlike anywhere else, Dubai delivers. It may surprise you, it may overwhelm you, but one thing is almost guaranteed. You'll already be planning your next visit, and that is 1,000% true. So that is all for this week's episode of Talk Travel with Samantha. If today's show's inspired you to put Dubai on your travel list or finally book that luxury escape, I'd love to help you make it happen. Please contact me at Fabulous Adventures Travel at www.fabulousadventurestravel or contact me at www.talktravelwithsamantha.com. Be sure to follow me on all of the social medias, share this episode with your favorite travel buddy, and connect with us at Fabulous Adventures Travel for expert planning and insider tips that make every vacation unforgettable. Until next time, travel smarter and vacation harder. And I am Samantha with Talk Travel with Samantha.